Hi, favorite family, welcome back. As you can see, we have a special guest this week, my husband, Michael. It's been a while. And look, y'all, we tired. We had to fight to get on camera today, as we always do when we record with each other. But we know it's gonna be special for you. So today we're doing something different. We're going to review another movie, okay? So y'all know, I think that was like the end of last year where I did a movie review of Ratatouille. I said, I know y'all think something's wrong with me, but I wanna review this movie. And not long after that, I thought to do a movie review on Soul. So you know, I've been talking about this for a long time. I've actually had this ready for a while, and for whatever reason, hadn't been able to get it out. But now we're ready. We're gonna review Soul. But before we begin, we're gonna start out with scripture.
Ecclesiastes 3 verse 12 and 13 says, I perceive that there is nothing better for them than to be joyful and to do good as long as they live. Also that everyone should eat and drink and take pleasure in all his toil. This is God's gift to man.
Okay, so I thought that was the perfect scripture to start out this movie with. So Soul is a movie with so much meaning. The opening, life starts in the middle of mess. Soul begins the way many of us do, off key, unfocused, and unsure. Mr. Joe Gardner, a middle school band teacher, is surrounded by kids playing instruments badly, except for Connie. She finds the groove. The kids laugh at her, and right away, the movie tells us something important. Being gifted doesn't protect you from being misunderstood. And so I know for sure many times throughout my life, I know I've just told y'all how I have fought throughout my life to get people to understand me, and how I was no longer doing that. So I really understand that point. Joe's life looks ordinary, even disappointing, until it suddenly doesn't. He's offered job security, benefits, and stability. The kind of life his mother prayed for. But Joe's heart isn't there. His heart is in jazz, with music, with that one moment where everything makes sense. Then, just as his dream finally opens the door, Joe falls into a hole and is unalived. No warning, no goodbye, just like that. So what does that make you think about?
About living life without enjoyment, like just going through day to day, not doing anything, just working to pay bills to die, or working to pay bills to no longer be here, and not living life, not enjoying. I heard someone say, they were talking about our life is not meant to get to this magical place, this vacation, this, that, and the other. It's and like, oh yeah, I made it. Like, your life is you get to get up and go to work and talk to people and interact with people and live life and see new things and do new things daily. Not vacation is nice, but you know, a lot of times we're so we're so stuck on getting to that vacation, and then we get there and we don't even enjoy it. So.
Yeah, I mean, how many vacations have we took like that? Just, you know, worn out and thinking that you're gonna get there and that's gonna be the thing, and then you find out it's not.
And the joy comes in the little things, the being with your family and laughing about something that is funny, or being with a friend and being able to talk about what's going on in your life and hear what's going on in their life. That's what life is.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about what happens next. Joe wakes up expecting heaven or hell, but instead lands in the great before, where souls are prepared for life. This is where the movie shifts from funny to profound. Joe meets 22, a soul who has no interest in living. She's seen everything: music, science, adventure, and none of it convinces her that life is worth the risk. Joe believes he understands sparks. Music is his spark, so he assumes purpose must work the same way for everyone. But the movie quietly challenges that idea over and over again. You can't crush a soul here. That's what life on earth is for. That line alone explains so much about the human experience. Next, we have the zone of lost souls. One of the most powerful ideas in soul is the zone. The zone is beautiful, creative, timeless, but obsession turns it dangerous. Lost souls aren't evil, they're disconnected, consumed by fear, ambition, regret, or identity. The mystic moon wind explains it perfectly. The zone is enjoyable, but when it becomes an obsession, one becomes disconnected from life. Joe doesn't realize it yet, but this is already his warning. And so that's absolutely true, where Joe is not quite getting it yet, but he's getting close.
It leads into your life when we get hyper obsessed with things that are supposed to make us happy. And eventually you get to the point where you're not happy because you are focused on something that can't make you happy. You know, God is the only thing that can make you happy in this world. Not a house, not a car, not a spouse, not a child. Those things are great.
Yeah.
Those things are wonderful. They're gifts from God. But if you're not obsessed with the source, then the thing will eventually lose its luster.
So when Joe and 22 accidentally switch bodies, the movie gives us one of its greatest gifts, watching life through fresh eyes. 22 experiences pizza that tastes amazing, music that feels different inside a body, a barber who once dreamed big but found peace anyway, a mother who loves fiercely even when she disapproves, wind, leaves, laughter, and connection. Meanwhile, Joe rushes past it all, still chasing the moment he thinks will finally make life meaningful. The barber's story quietly dismantles Joe's belief system. I wanted to be a veterinarian, but I'm happy being a barber. This isn't failure, this is living.
I think it's just goes back into you feeling like you have to have this thing, this position, this possession, whatever it might be that's going to make you happy. And if you take a step back and look at what you have or where you are, we can all do better. There's nothing wrong with wanting more, but sometimes you're right where you're supposed to be. And if you just enjoy the things that are right in front of you, you'll see the happiness that the barber had when he was doing what he felt like he was called to do: meet people, help change lives. When he set Joe down in the chair and cut his hair, he gave him a new hairstyle that even Joe with an outer body experience looked at and was like, oh wow, I'm completely different.
Yeah. So here we are in the moment where Joe thinks that his life is about to change for the better. Joe gets the gig. He plays with Dorothy Williams, he makes it, and then he asks the most honest question in the movie: what happens next? That's when the truth finally lands. Joe realizes the day he truly lived had very little to do with music and everything to do with moments he once dismissed as regular old living. The leaf, the conversations, the laughter, the feeling of being present. And so I really appreciate that part. Just being present. For me, in my morning routine, that's where I am the most present in my day. I really appreciate the slowing down, having my breakfast, having my cup of coffee. I love being in those moments where I can just be present. That's like the best part of my day. How about you?
I'm happy for you for that.
He is not a morning person, y'all.
But I do think it's what she was saying. The slowing down is a big part of life because we're in such a rush. We're in such a rush to get somewhere, get something, have something happen, and we don't have forever, but you have time, and if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. God is taking you through things for a reason. I think the whole point to me is the going through process of life. There are ups and downs. Like, life is not this flat line. It's peaks and valleys. Everything happens. You're going to be up sometimes, you're going to be down sometimes. And in every situation, looking at it like, hey, what is God trying to teach me? What is God trying to tell me? What do I need to, What do I need to see? What do I need to hear? What do I need to think? And, you know, that's, to me, that's what I got from Joe's ups and downs outside of his body.
Yeah. And also when you get in those moments where you know that you're slick crashing out, it's good to just stop and do nothing. Because that's how we get ourselves in a lot of trouble too. You know, we start to say, God, I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to fix this myself. And that can get you in a lot of trouble. So in those moments where we're just, you know, where we're not calm, where we know we're not at our best self, where we're all over the place, it's good to just slow down. Slow down, be still. And a lot of times you come to find that things aren't as bad as you make them.
Agree.
So the next thing that happens is 22's breakdown and the lies that we all believe at times. When 22 becomes a lost soul, we hear the lies that so many of us carry. I'm not good enough. I ruin everything. I have no purpose. No one would want me. And hauntingly, Joe's words echo back to her. That's just regular old living. This is the moment Joe finally understands what he got wrong. And from this, I realized that we have to be careful with our words and how we can negatively influence others without even meaning it sometimes. When we're just, you know, so pessimistic, not optimistic, and so blunt without an imagination, and we can discourage someone else.
Words are powerful.
Yeah.
Emotions are powerful. Reactions are powerful.
And you just never know how you can influence someone negatively. And so with all of the negativity in this world, I decided that I don't want to be a part of it. And at one time I was. But I decided, no, I'm going to be what I want to see. And that's not to say that I don't ever have low days or I'm never frustrated, because, you know, I do get that way. But it is my goal to be a positive influence on myself and on the people around me. Because like it happened with Joe, you never know when it's going to come back to bite you. And so at this point, Joe tells 22 that he never knew himself. Your spark isn't your purpose. Your spark is just your desire to live. Purpose isn't a job. It isn't a talent. It isn't the thing that makes others impressed. Purpose is showing up, breathing, experiencing, living.
And I think that was well put, talking about your purpose isn't your job, because I think a lot of times we look at ourselves and say our job is our purpose. You know, our job is our purpose. And if you're working for someone, you can realize very quickly how your job is not your purpose, because you can be, when cuts happen and things happen, you'll be the first one let go. So your job is not your purpose. And it could be the same if you are self-employed. You can learn that things go the wrong way. That job was not your purpose. God created you to inhabit this world, to live, to love, to laugh, to do the joyous things. That's your purpose. Your purpose is to, if you are a mother or a father, that's your purpose. If you are a brother or a sister, that's your purpose. Your purpose is human beings. Yeah. Not things, not places. Like, it's good to have some of those things. It is good to have I'm not knocking jobs. It's great to have a job. It's great to enjoy your job. But you can't take that job with you. You can't take that career with you. You worked hard for it, I'm sure. And that's great. But at the end of the day, you want to be thinking of life-giving things, things that are giving to your life, that are uplifting your life, and not life-draining things. Yeah. So.
I was thinking you want to be able to share joy in this life with others. That's a good purpose. And if you are doing what we're doing, trying to encourage and inspire, that is perfect. And you can do it in other ways as well. You share food, you share stories, you share
sharing a meal with a friend, and the meal can be McDonald's. Like it does not have to be, you know, it's nice to go to nice restaurants, but the point is spending the time, because out of all the trips that you take and all the things that you buy, the things that you remember the most is that most mundane thing that, like, you remember when such and such said this, and you just start laughing because the memories are of the people, not the things, not the places. Places are great. I love to go on vacation, but the people, you know, if I'm going by myself, what's the point?
Yeah. So now we're coming close to the end. Joe gives 22 the chance to live, even if it means losing his own. And because of that selfless act, Joe is given another chance. When asked how he'll spend his life, Joe answers honestly, "I'm not sure, but I know I'm going to live every minute of it." And so that's not a plan, it's a promise.
It's easy to say it. It's easy to say.
It's easy because on hard days,
I'm going to live my life. It's easy to say, but the first thing I do is I'm going to go lay down and scroll my phone. That's not living, you know. It's get out, see somebody, get out, walk, get some fresh air, take a ride, take a train ride, take a bus ride. It doesn't matter because we only have so long on this earth. We might as well spend it in enjoyment instead of fear or wonder or, you know, whatever it might be.
Yeah. And slow down while doing it because you can do all of those things. And if you're just doing it to get it over with, like you're still not getting the point. So Soul reminds us that dreams are beautiful, but they aren't life itself. Passion is a gift, but obsession can steal joy. Meaning isn't found in arriving. It's found in being present. So this is not a movie about losing your life, but it's a movie about finally learning how to live. And we really can take these lessons with us each day. Just remember, you know, we're human and we have our tired moments. We have our hard days where we're really going through, but it's always good to step back in those moments and, you know, listen, life is not going to end right here. And so just step back, get quiet. That's probably some good time for meditation. Turn everything off, you know, and then come back to actually living.
Perfectly put.
So we're going to end with affirmation. I do not need to prove my worth through achievement. My life has meaning simply because I am here, alive, and present. I give myself permission to live fully, one moment at a time. Anything else to add?
Great movie. You should go, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. And think about it. If you have seen it, put it in the comments. Tell us what you think about it, what you got from the movie.
Yeah, give us a different perspective if you have one. Also, if you're wondering if you like this shirt, this is a part of the Favorite Stationery merch that I have. It is in the description. I was made to create. What does yours say? God loves me. Show them that one too. This one is one I made a while back. Get your purse and go. Okay, so I have a bunch of tees. There's also other merch as well, so if you're interested in that, it's going to be in the description. What else?
Life is, it's time to go. It's time to live. It's time to stop waiting for life to change and change your life.
Get up and do it. And even if you have a day where you are low, that's fine. Rest.
That's right.
But the next day, get up. Get up the next day. Don't stay in it. And I know it's hard sometimes, but push yourself to get up and enjoy a walk. Enjoy a drive. You know, enjoy a snack. Not too much.
Enjoy a meal.
I enjoy journaling. I will just sit and just journal forever and ever.
Yeah, enjoy a book, a TV show, a phone call. You can phone a friend.
Yeah.
There's anything. And find your enjoyment in life, or find your joy in life.
Yeah, in everyday life.
In everyday life. Going to the barbershop like Joe did. Seeing a leaf like 22 did. Eating pizza. You know, like there's sometimes you're gonna go to Chick-fil-A and you're like, man, this was a great sandwich. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
The more you enjoy it, the more you will see the change in your life of your eyes opening, experiences happening, things changing. So
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily going to come on a vacation. If your home life is a mess, it's not going to come through going on a vacation. Okay, your problems are going to be right there. And your problems are probably going to ruin your vacation. I know I have been like that. Been on vacation and things weren't quite right. And I couldn't enjoy myself. Here's another thing about that though. Sometimes if you get to experience a vacation and things are not quite right or where you want them to be, enjoy things when you can enjoy things, okay? Not to be irresponsible, but you get what I'm saying about that? Like, I have been to a point where I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing about no vacation and nothing else if this here don't move. And that's not the right way either.
I think I'd say that there is no right or wrong way.
Right.
It's about each individual person's experience and what they're going through. You know, if you're watching this, if you're hearing this, you've made it through. Whatever it is that was hindering you or that thing that you couldn't, you're here. So just understand that at the end of the day, God's got it all. Like, He's not, you don't have to worry. He does that for you. He does all the planning, all the everything. There's no need.
He's gone before you. He's already seen the end. Yeah. And that is it for this movie review. Thank you so much for doing it with me. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you next time right here at Favorite Stationery. Goodbye.
Like, share, and subscribe.